Hey, Peter here from the Tin Man. So today I want to talk to you about the Harman Absolute 43 Burnpots. More specifically, the three different versions that are out there. So as service techs, you're going to see three of these pop up. And there's slight differences in each. And I want to show you the reasons that I think that they were changed. So for purposes of this video, this is the 2014 version here. We're going to call that Burnpot A. This would be the new revised version in 2015 through 17. We're going to call it Burnpot B. And finally in 2018, they came out with the Burnpot C version on the Absolute 43C model. Okay, so let's go over just some of the little slight differences and some of the changes that are made and why those improvements were made. So first of all, the Absolute 43 in 2014 was an absolute breakthrough. Harman Absolute 43 was something that changed the game a little bit with Harman. They came out with a new touch control that year and this new revised Burnpot. The touch control now still exists and it's great. It is probably one of the best controls we've ever seen, and all of our diagnostics are done through that. So it's and it's great for customers. But let's focus on the Burnpot a little bit. The Burnpot, this is what they call a flame spreader. This would be on both models. I just only have one here now to show you for the purposes of this video. So this is what they call a flame spreader. There is space here, so you can see that there's some space underneath here. Like that. And basically, that can fold down. You could still scrape your ash pan, your Burnpot, and scrape the ash down into the ash pan and stuff, the same as you would on the older Harman stoves. It's just this was done differently. So I think this was done at a convenience. Traditionally, what you would do is you'd always go in through the bottom to get access to the igniter. The igniter would always be in the bottom of the Burnpot. So you had to go up through the bottom. A little bit harder to get at, but still easier than anybody else. So it was still fairly quick. But what they did was they made this top removable. So this top here was removable, but we found some issues with it. The issues that we found were the fact that it would warp. So we'd have some warpage going on there, and it's pretty significant. So what would happen is we'd have 1/8 of an inch, 3/16, 1/4 of an inch gap somewhere in that vicinity. And what it would do is it would pull extra combustion air through those gaps and down into the ash pans, and then we'd get what we call delayed ignition. So the pellets would light longer in the light cycle. Normally, Harman stoves light between about 3 to 6 minutes, and depending on pellet quality, good quality pellet, nice dry pellet, 3 or 4 minutes. More damp pellets and poor quality pellets around 6-7 minute mark. We were seeing up as high as 10-12 minutes before the pellets would actually light, and by that time there was pellets dropping down into the ash pan. So if you have an issue going on like that and you're not getting any satisfaction with your dealers, or they're just telling you that it's dirty, because that's what we did. We just assumed that it's a Harman, it can't be anything wrong with it. Well, there was. So once that revision came out, revision B was a 90-degree bend. So still had the 1.8 minute charge time, but 90-degree bend, same physical shape. All they did was extend an inch or so onto the end of the actual pot, still removable. And that's going now strong today. A lot of models from 2017 back all have that in there. The only issue that we did find with this is the fact that it would warp along here. We still had some combustion issues. A scatter person would still complain that you can see flame coming down through here, so it wasn't sealed off. We were getting air through there. But we also had this warpage here, and the only way to get that out, to get access to clean the igniter, was either through the bottom, or you would have to hit that with a hammer to flatten it in order to get it out. So that obviously was an issue too, and didn't sit well with Harman because they came out with a new version of this. So the new version, the C version right here, this is what we like to see. This is great that Harman listened to some of the complaints, and great that they came out with this on the newer versions. This looks identical to the actual Burnpots that they have in the P43, XXV, and the Absolute 63 and stuff, with the ramp shape up through here. So still filled with a lot of holes, but the only difference with this, and this is something that service techs should pay attention to, is the charge time. Charge time is something that's different on these, and it's in the instructions when you change these out that you would increase your charge time 2.6 minutes. So the dealers can actually change that. Dealers know how to get into the dealer section on the stove and it can change from 1.8 to 2.6 minutes. What we've been doing is we've been actually upgrading our firmware when we do the upgrade under Burnpots. So we put the new firmware in, and then the changes can take place automatically if the right number is put in on the unit. Dealers will know how to do that, and that's something a little bit more technical for those guys to get into, and they know all about that. So this improvement here is something that we're really pleased with, because we're into the welded seams now. This pot is no longer removable, and we have access through the igniter through the front. The two holes that you see here are actually holes that hold the chassis or the frame that holds the igniter in place. So that can help that drop down a little bit easier too. Scraping tool that comes with this has this. So there's normally wing nuts on all of Harman, making it easier. But your tool that you scrape your burn pot with has that hex head there in that, so you can actually very easily loosen that to take that off. It's one directional, as you can see. If I turn this over and put it on, it's squish. That's not going to work for you that way. So you're going to want to put it on evenly like that, and it just drops down in place, tightening the nuts. So you're good there to go. We saw a big difference, so now we're back to with the charge time at 2.8 minutes, or 2.6 minutes in this. Now the pellet stoves are lighting back in around 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on, like, again, pellet quality. So it does make a difference to the stoves, the way that they burn. It's going to give the more longevity, because this I don't think is going to last the test of time, and I think Harman know that too, and that's why you're seeing the new stoves come on this. Homeowners, if you have some delayed ignition issues, you may not notice it, but hopefully this video helps, because you have a Harman there, and the Harmans traditionally burn really good anyway, so a lot of people with this still have them out there, and they don't realize that they're having issues, because it just still burns great, still works better than anything that's out there on the market, but it can be better, and this version is a lot better. If you're still within your warranty date, you can get that changed under a warranty. If you're not, I'm not sure on the costs, because we've been changing all these out under warranty for our customers. But it's something that you can check with your local dealer for, and I'm sure they can help you. So I hope this video helps illustrate the differences in the 3 versions of Burnpots that we've seen on the Absolute 43. And this is the only model that we've seen this with where they've changed it. So if you got any questions, you can give us a call here at the Tin Man, 709-634-5934. You can contact me also via email at pparsons@nf.aibn.com, or on our Facebook page, and you can find us under facebook.com/Tinman Inc. So that's TINMANINC. And for anybody out there that's listening that you know, you have a Harman stove and you want to get on a group, we have a Facebook group started as well for all Harman stove owners. So it's a Facebook group called Harman Stove Owners. So you can look for us there, and hopefully you can get some answers there. So any more questions, give us a call. Thanks. Have a great day.